Hello lovelies, in today's video I want to share with you how a typical morning goes around here as I follow the FlyLady morning routines. It's so easy, and this is a day when I'm normally just at home, or maybe I'm working at night. So this is a day when I would usually be either working at home or I'm off, or I'm basically home the whole day. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If this is the kind of content that you like, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And now let me show you how this goes down. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, of course, is to pray, read my Bible and pray every single day. So I'll just finish reading my Bible, and I think it is really, really important to start your day on a high note, regardless of how busy one is, because we all know God gives us life. And yeah, so that's what I was doing here. According to the FlyLady system, there's a sort of like a list of things that one is supposed to do in the morning, the first thing they wake up. I like to air my bed, so before I open the windows, I just open up my beddings just to get some fresh air in it. And that's what I was doing. Now here is the list of the morning routine and all I'm supposed to do. I like to drink warm water with apple cider first thing in the morning, because it really helps to just wake up my digestive system, and it's really, really good. They say it helps one to lose weight. I haven't seen those effects yet, but I really like what it does to my tummy. And I like to drink water also before I start working out, and even during the workout. If you watched my video on 30 things you no longer buy, then you would know that I don't go to the gym anymore. I use the Derby programs. If you go to derby.com, you will see. I was using the high gear program. I was on day 2. And what I do is, I don't like to keep checking on my phone as I'm working out, because my phone the phone distracts me. So I write down all the exercises for the day on a book, and then I just refer to it when I finish each exercise, and then I tick down how many sets I'm doing. I wanted to do 7 sets, and I think I managed to do 7 sets on this day. It is very, very tough. High gear is one of those programs for guys who are already fit and they've been working out for a while. It's not that suitable for beginners. Please check out that video on the 30 things we no longer buy. I think you'll find a great many way to save money. It's really, really good. And I like working out in our bedroom because I don't disturb the kids. By this point, the kids are having breakfast with our help. So this is what I like to do as the kids are having breakfast. Unless I wake up early, I really try to wake up early at 5 a.m. Sometimes I'm able to do this, so I would be doing this just before 6. If I'm not able to do it to wake up early, then I would be doing this as they're having breakfast. You can see that plaque there. It's written God, family, and fun, which is just some things that we like to focus on around here. done with working out now. It was quite a nice session. I was getting ready to shower, so I was picking out all the products I use for my face. If you've watched the video on how I had acne, then it shows you the kind of products that I was using. Also, my lovely cocoa butter cream for my body and cocoa butter lotion. I love them. Yes, so that's what I was using to get ready for the day. I'd already showered here, and then the first thing I did was to gel my hair. Guys have been asking me for a video on how I take care of my hair, and I am really looking forward to doing this video. At this point, my hair was a bit too long for my liking, but basically all I do is after I have washed it with conditioner in the shower, you know, we make our own conditioner, so it's really easy, so I use that every day. And then I just put gel. I'll show you, I'll do a video of that very, very soon. I have to nowadays, I am very keen on using mouthwash and gargling it just to clear my throat, just in case there are any viruses there or whatnot after getting COVID, which you will learn about later in this video. But yes, the doctor really insisted that gargling with mouthwash is very, very important. And I was just applying here. I think this is my benzoyl peroxide facial cream, which helps to prevent acne. My acne has cleared most of it, but I still have some black spots which are just so stubborn, but I believe they will go. So the first thing I do, I use a benzoyl peroxide facial wash, and then I use a benzoyl peroxide cream, which I was using here, and then I apply my mattifying sunscreen, which now is just part of my routine. I never used to use sunscreen as much before. Please watch that video on how I had acne. You just will not believe how my face was looking before. Let me tell you, God is a miracle worker. So nowadays I have become very, very good at taking care of my face. The last thing I did was to moisturize with Cetaphil moisturizer. It's really good. And I've talked about all these products on that video. In case you have acne, please check it out. It really helps. FlyLady is very adamant that we are to look good even when we are just in the house. This is something I never used to do before I started the FlyLady system. I would just spend the day in my pajamas or workout clothes or whatever, old t-shirts, but nowadays I really try to look nice. I didn't put a lot of makeup. I just used an old mascara brush just to highlight my eyebrows, which is a neat trick that I learned. And just look, it makes a difference, and someone can't even tell you've done anything. And just some Nivea lip balm for my lips, and that's it. Yeah, so I don't always have so much makeup every single day. And of course I had to use again my cocoa butter cream for my hands. My hands get used a lot because of the cleaning. I do a lot of cleaning and housework, so I really like to take care of my hands, and I found cocoa butter cream is so good. It really, really moisturizes my hands. Really, really does. Otherwise, I think my hands by now would be so wrinkly. And of course, dressing to shoes. Yes. After that, my bed had aired long enough. And then one thing I do in the middle of the week, we change our beddings every Monday, but in the middle of the week, I like to change our pillowcases because, yes, it's important. Plus also because of acne, I really try to make sure I don't accumulate bacteria on my face towels or on my pillowcase. Yeah, man, you guys, that acne had me, oh my gosh, it was horrible. Incidentally, in the month of April, if you go to flylady.net, the habit of the month is making your bed. So if in case you're not so used to making your bed, you can just take this whole month to just practice it. because you know habits are developed. So in a long time ago, I never used to be so keen on making our bed, but thank you, FlyLady. Now I always make sure our bed is made, and yeah, it really makes a big difference to the room. Then I like to clear our table because it gets a lot of clutter. Then it was time to do my laundry. We do our laundry almost every day because you know we have 4 kids, and yeah, and I like to use my Tide pods because they clean so well and the clothes smell so good. Ever since I discovered laundry pods, you guys, I cannot even imagine going back to using washing machine powder. The difference is so clear, and Tide is just the best. It's really nice. If you'd like to know where to get it, I will put a link in the description below. All the products I will mention, including the cocoa butter cream and cocoa butter lotion, Tide pods, all those lovely things. If you're interested, I'll put a link in the description below. Next, of course, is the swish and swipe of the bathroom. This is really good. It's a 2-minute way of always keeping your bathroom nice and fresh. So it's part of FlyLady's morning routine. Ever since I started doing this, our bathroom always looks so nice and fresh without spending so much time to cleaning it up. I've made a video on the swish and swipe. If you're interested, please check it out. It's really good. Then I went to check that my babies had made their beds. We've taught our kids how to make their beds, so someone left socks on the floor. And of course, our 2-year-old had not made his bed, so his is the only bed that I make. Our other 3 babies, our firstborn is 6, and we have twins who are 4. They're really good at making their beds. I'm very proud of them. So this is the vitamin C we were given by the doctor. So it's the one that you dissolve in water. So I got the largest cup I could find in my house. And then what you'll do is you just take this large pill and just pop it. It's been a really nice time to teach our kids some science terms such as effervescence and dissolving. I guess having COVID has its own benefits. So you just wait for it to bubble over until it has completely dissolved, and then you drink it. And also, I also have to take zinc tablets just for about 14 days or so. It's almost done dissolving. My kids get so fascinated by the whole process. Okay, even me on day 1 I was fascinated. Why lie? And there we have it. So now it's ready to drink. So I like folding clothes in the morning, and then also if I get a chance, depending on how my day is going, I will finish the ironing. But I thought I should take this opportunity to tell you guys how we got COVID. Yes, us and our whole entire household got COVID. Yeah. So now, about 2 weeks ago, exactly 2 weeks ago actually, from today, I came from work. Yes, it was a nice day and everything. And then, excuse me, I get a phone call by another person from work, and he's like, fortunately, you have been exposed to someone who had COVID. So, you're going to have to go into isolation for 10 days. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And they're telling me this after I have already come, I've hugged my babies, I've kissed my babies on the cheeks and everything. I was like, oh boy. Okay, so anyway, I isolated myself. I had to stay at home for 10 days and everything. It was on a Tuesday. But we were okay, and I'm like, anyway, I had my mask on the whole time and I was sanitizing, so I'm sure I am fine. Yeah, okay, let me first drink my vitamin C. And yes, I know the cup is rich in Pepsodent. I had to get the biggest cup I could find in my house, so hey. So now it was on Tuesday. Wednesday went, and I was okay. On Thursday, my dear darling hubby starts showing symptoms, and I'm like, probably just a cold. And he was having headache like this, and he was just feeling extremely tired, and then he was feeling a stuffiness in his nose. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a bad flu going around. I've been seeing online, but anyway, you just rest. So he rested, as in, like, on that day he was in bed by 5:30 p.m. and he slept until the next morning, and I was like, okay, this guy never falls sick. So when you see him sleeping like that, then you know, okay, things are thick. So anyway, we just took care of him and everything. So this is Wednesday now. Come Thursday, I also start feeling a bit, a bit of a sore throat here and there. And I'm starting to feel a bit of a headache from far. And I'm like, okay, what's happening? By Thursday evening, I could hardly stand. My head was pounding and I was so tired. But of course, denial is denial. So I'm like, nah, I don't think it's COVID. I think we just got a bad cold. On Friday, we could barely get out of bed, both of us. But anyway, now you start having those thoughts, maybe it could be COVID. So the clothes I'm putting away are for ironing. So maybe it could be COVID, and so we might as well just isolate ourselves from the kids now. So we started staying away from the kids. Then I called the person who had called me from work on Saturday now, and I'm like, by the way, this and this is how I am feeling. And then they were like, anyway, you guys who had been exposed need to go for testing. Anyway, you are going to go anyway, so just go for testing. Then I was like, my husband is feeling like this. And then also, and we have kids. So he's like, how old are your children? So I told him 6, 4, 4, 2. Because we have a set of twins. And then he's like, okay, the 6-year-old can be tested, and if he turns positive, then we'll just assume all the kids are positive. If he's negative, we'll assume all the kids are negative. Because you guys know how that test is. Oh my gosh. It's not fun to put a child through that. So we didn't want the kids to go through it, but we needed to know whether or not they had been exposed. So we went for the test, and lo and behold, came out, and we were all positive. Now, thankfully, by God's grace, the kids did not have any symptoms at all. In fact, up to now, they have no idea that they ever had COVID. But we had symptoms. I also got, the new COVID that comes with the stomach ache and running stomach and all that. I got it, and it was bad. It was so bad. The way they say that only people who have underlying problems and older people get these things. Apparently, I'm old. I mean, who knew? So now, anyway, I've never felt so old in my life. So I figured out that I'm old, as I was saying. So then we were just given, when we went for the results, the doctor gave us just vitamin C supplements and also zinc supplements. Because they're like, it's just a virus. There's no cure for a virus. You just have to let your body fight it. But it's good to boost your immunity. So thankfully, those are the vitamin C that show you how they work. And then also our firstborn son got. But let me tell you the miracle of it all. In our family, we have been taking vitamin C supplements since last year. I'd say last year August actually. And these are the ones we've been taking every single day, and the kids have been taking a multivitamin. And I highly believe this is what made us not get so sick, especially the kids are like, So basically, I would highly recommend everyone to just take supplements, especially in this COVID season. Boost your vitamin C intake until the whole thing has blown off, and of course just trying to be healthy and everything. But we really thanked God that we had already been taking vitamin C before we got infected, because it really helped. And we also recovered so fast, because I think the symptoms were gone in about maximum 4 days. Yeah, maximum 4 days. And it's mostly by God's grace, and also just because we had already been boosting our immunity. Most of these clothes apparently are for ironing. So we really thanked God for that, just for giving us that insight and that heads up. So yeah, that's how we got COVID. And now today we had to go for a retest after 10 days. So today we went for our retest, and we are just waiting to see what the results are tomorrow. But we're really hoping and praying for, of course, a negative result. So all these people, I've been seeing people online saying how, oh, I have this horrible cold, oh, in my house we have this flu, it's so bad and everything. I think the third wave is well and truly upon us, whether or not people get tested. I believe if you're feeling like that, guys, I've been saying it's malaria and everything. No. Oh, I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's COVID. Yeah. So let's just keep, my suggestion and my advice to everyone is keep sanitizing, just keep the social distance, because now the problem is, I just feel like this is not like the COVID that we started with, because it's really mutated, and it's really, what do you call it? It's virulent. It's very strong now, and that's why you're seeing even like the death rate has gone up, because now, now, especially when it starts affecting not just your respiratory system, but also your digestive system, now it does starts becoming something different. It's, just let's all take care of ourselves. But this thing, it's just, whether or not you stay at home, I just feel like it's finding us at home. It's not like we're out there looking for it. COVID just, for us, we feel like it just came for us. It's not like we were out there partying and doing all manner of things that we knew we shouldn't be doing. So again, that's also another thing. Oh, most of these were beddings. So take care of yourself, but also boost your immunity. I would highly recommend that. Oh, and of course, the doctor told us we need to take a lot of rest and drink a lot of fluids. So that's also something that we have been really keen on. Yeah, as we continue to thank God that it was not worse, and that we did not also pass it on to other people. So basically, we put everyone in the family, including the house help, was taking supplements, and we thank God, because so far no one else, apart from my husband and I, no one else has shown signs or symptoms. So God has been really gracious. So yeah, that's the story of how we all got COVID. So I'm really hoping that we get a negative result, but I'll let you know. And I'm done with my folding, so let me now start ironing. The next thing I'm going to do is to iron these clothes. They're not so many, but I'm one of those weird people who actually just love ironing. But my hands are already feeling a bit dry because of all the cleaning I've been doing. And if you're liking this content, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed and joined this awesome family, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's iron.
Ile sasa unapewa kile kulingana na kile kinatolewa. Akenda panga na non lakini.
Where decide to? Shazoe.
Ndio na ndomo. Kwanza kuna baadaye kama tunamalizia.
So that's how a simple morning goes by at our place. We had to take a break of about 2 hours to go do our COVID test. So please pray with us that we get a negative result. And if you have liked this video, I'm sure you will enjoy this playlist over here and also this other video over here. And you see this subscribe button over here. Please punch it for us. Punch it, just punch it. Punch it. I will see you on the next one. Bye.